This VOD was submitted by EpicGamer. It's a Pharah Platinum game on Rialto. So we'll be checking out his Pharah play. It's a bit of a stomp on the team. I already looked at a bit. They completely just denial them on the attack. But take a look.
Team chat, boys. Team chat. Yo, what's up?
Yo, hello.
Yeah, hello.
I'll have to be hearing the rest because look, we're going. Okay.
Okay, it's okay, it's okay.
You two do pharmacy.
And instead of Lucia, if you have some sturdy tanks, instead of Lucia, could you go like Zenyatta or something?
Oh, I can't play Zen that well. But I can try.
Like, who's your best support?
Probably Bridget.
Other than Bridget. Or you just go Lucia instead. Go Lucia. Play where you're comfortable with.
I'll try Zen and just go
like,
everything.
it's okay, but you need to be with your most comfortable hero.
So yeah, that's good. You know, definitely. You know, ask for certain things if you want certain things, like if you want to Zen or something. But if someone says, "Oh, I can't do that," you gotta play with what they can do, what they feel comfortable with, because it's better to have the non-optimal hero be played well than the optimal hero played poorly. And it's a bit of a balance. So maybe you're okay at Diva and you really need a Diva. Sometimes it's better to bring out that okay Diva than bring out a Hog, stuff like that. But so let people choose what they want, but it's good that you ask for a certain thing, that you want a certain way, and having this discussion. So it's good to always have these discussions with people. It's your friend, so easy. But you're in game chat, right? And it said like
I'll try it.
a couple other people were too.
Let's change this.
So
Try for Bastion. We could do Pharah.
Should we? I can go Bastion.
I haven't tried it. I've only tried it once.
Yeah, he went Bastion.
So you can
That's
do
good.
the
That's good.
Bastion
He went
strat.
Bastion.
Bastion, that's good. Yeah, that's the hit skin as well.
So let's see if you do the character screen again. Let's get the character screen up. So this is what you're rolling out with. As Pharah, you're going to be one thinking, how are you going to get healed? Because certain healers obviously do not work well with Pharah, Moira, Lucio, but a Zen, Mercy really work well with the Pharah. So your other two of your characters right here have self heal. So you really will have this Mercy pocketing you. But you have to understand that if you say you had a Lucio and you had, let's say, a Ryan, Zarya, and a Hanzo, you could expect that Mercy not to really be pocketing you. So this match, this Mercy will probably pocket you quite a bit. And you have to know how aggressive you can be, how a little more reckless you can be when you have a Mercy. Yes. So if you see a Mercy, you're like, oh, she'll definitely pocket me. But you also got to look at what other people, like what are her other responsibilities. And then, so right now, really the Mercy is only going to be thinking about Orisa and you. So you will get a lot of the heals from her.
Yeah, that's the hit skin as well.
And you guys called out about it, so obviously someone's listening to you. And even though he's not talking to you, it's good to be in chat, even if you don't want to talk, because you can listen to what strategies other people want to do and follow up with it. So even if you feel like you can't talk, you don't like the sound of your voice or something like that, at least be in chat and listen, because people will make call outs, they'll make a plan, and you can follow up on some of those call outs and plans.
Or the soldier they haven't. They have a Bastion, yeah.
Okay, so it's good that you're farther back. Some Pharaohs would go super far in and get wrecked. So it's good that you're farther back. I know on console it's a little tough to aim. You could use your concussion blast and hit this pillar right here and knock this Rhine off the high ground, giving you free reign on the people up top.
Sawyer's dead.
You get pick because they just stand there and take the hits.
Oh shit.
No, D.Va, I hate D.Va, please.
Diva's discorded, Diva's discorded.
Good. It's just good that you recognize that you recognize that D.Va is in your face. Again, you had concussion blast, so when she comes up at you like that, you can concuss her in the face. It will kill her momentum, and it will also push you away. So if you just use your concussion blast right in her face, you instantly get away.
No, D.Va, I hate D.Va, please.
Diva's discorded, Diva's discorded. Reinhardt's discorded, oh no.
And again, you could have blasted that Reinhardt back into your team. So I've seen 3 opportunities you could have used your concussion blast that you didn't. And on the one hand, like when I started playing Pharah, I used my concussion blast all the time. And when I needed to use it, it was on cooldown. So you have like the opposite problem that I had, was not using it, at least right here, looks like. So you probably will be a lot easier to fix that. So look for opportunities to kind of like displace their tanks really away from their team into your team, so your team can kill them, because that's a really good use for a Pharah boop, or just to get away from a D.Va. So
Said nice.
Lucius discorded behind.
Where is
Diva's discorded.
I don't know if you chasing this Lucio is really the best thing. You have a whole like ground comp that if he tries to stall the payload, they can take care of it. You're staggering the enemy team, so I'd probably push up a little bit more and try to pick people off at the front. Your Pharaoh, your Mercy will probably be coming with you, so you can be a little more aggressive. They're going to be staggered. They obviously don't have their Lucio. It's not awful that you were trying to kill him, but you could be a little more aggressive and let other people take care of it. You don't have to do everything yourself. Just
Lucio.
and the one time you use your boop, you mess it up a little bit, because you recognize that boop gives you a speed boost. It moves you pretty quickly, but there's really no reason for you to do that. So now if an opportunity arises on 10-second cooldown, it just seems like a little weird that that's the time you decide to use it when 3 other opportunities had come and gone. Looks like your team's just staggering the other team. The other team doesn't want to group up. I wouldn't. Okay, so it looks like you recognize you don't want to go into small rooms with almost anyone, because you lose your advantage. You as Pharah have the advantage of going into the sky and having a really great angle on people, and you lose all of that in a close room. Like, your boosters don't work, concussion blast doesn't really work, your rockets will hurt yourself. Like, you going into a small confined room is a horrible place.
Lucio. He's
So,
1
yeah.
HP, he's dead.
So when you got pulled, that's really easy to hit, so that's
Anna's
great
discorded
that
on
you
the side.
try firing at that.
Anna's 1 HP. Genji's discorded.
Okay, so you went into the small room to fire down onto the bridge, and it's great that you went to fire at the bridge.
Genji dead.
And then you
Could you score the D.Va?
you go in
Soldier,
again
yeah, soldier.
against the D.Va. So right now, like, you don't really have an escape. You have your boop, so you can boop yourself out. But this is perfect for D.Va. This D.Va, it has the advantage on you right here, and you just walked into it. It's not like you got caught out or anything. This D.Va, you just walked into D.Va and said, "Hey, kill me." So you came into this room to shoot the D.Va. It's not really that great. Obviously, what you're trying to do is shoot the bridge, knock people off, just get some damage while they're trickling in. So that's a good idea, but this room right here just sucks for that. Really can't. You don't have much cover, and that D.Va was in there, so it's not that great. You can do what you're trying to do up here, above these rooftops. So you really want to utilize the rooftops on Rialto and any other map really. When the rooftops don't reach the ceiling, it becomes a Pharah playground. And you can just climb all over them, use them for cover, and just use it to shoot at and fall back from behind it. So you were in the little room, which is a horrible spot, when you could have been up here shooting down at the same targets, but not being in complete open and death.
Soldier, your soldier just loaded. Just jumped up.
So yeah, you escape, but that was a really bad spot for you. You didn't need to be in there. They're staggering themselves, so
Yeah, okay.
I mean,
Nice.
they're just throwing their lives away. I don't know why.
Right hook just loaded.
Okay, the video cuts a little bit.
I know it's dead. I'm dead. We'd rather receive. Thanks.
GCS just loaded. The back GCS.
I mean, you know, you died, so you were being a little reckless. But again, you could have been a little reckless because the enemy team was something that you don't really needed to respect. They were just throwing themselves at you. You got a little far from your team. You were probably expecting the Mercy to heal you. I don't really know what she was doing because your enemy team wasn't under attack. But you should have noticed that Mercy wasn't healing you, so you couldn't be as aggressive. And Soldier sneaks up and gets the high ground on you, so I assume he's gonna kill you. And you just got res, so you're not gonna get res again. Wait, he doesn't get booped? How does he not get booped?
Soldier now.
Does it go inside? But then how do these break? It's weird. Looks like it might have been a little high and booped him kind of into the ground as well. I don't know. I think you got cheated there. To be honest, I think you got cheated.
I have Pharah.
You still probably would have died, but
They
you
have a
got
Pharah
cheated.
there on, so careful. We have 6 souls, it's good. Except for rest souls, you have every old.
Yeah, see, like, you're steamrolling this team, so it's kind of hard to review. I'm picking out, like, little nitpicky stuff because the enemy team's not punishing you for anything. You're just banking ults, and you're going to probably get to the end, everyone press Q, and you get the point really fast. Or press Y.
Careful, Diva Bomb. Good.
So, not many people know about this flank, so it's good that you know the map. It's always good to know all the maps, know where health packs are and stuff.
Nice, guys. Soldier's dead.
Pharah's on. Pharah's just loaded.
Where is she?
She's up in the attic. Moira's just loaded. Moira's dead.
Is dead.
Yeah, they're just running into you one at a time, dying. So
Pharah's
One
dead.
health, one health.
No.
GCS just loaded on the floor.
you got. It looks like you're not really managing your fuel very well. You have boosters again, so you can. But you fell really close to a Reaper, a Winston, and a Lucio. None of these characters really should be attacking you. The Winston can jump up and will tickle you for a little bit, but you should never really get this close to them. There's a practice you can do that will help you learn, because it looks like you're just tapping the boosters or the jet fuel, and you should be holding them until you get the max speed of up, then let go until you get the max speed of down, then press it again, the max speed of up, and then go. I'll show you what I do to practice Pharah. You should be able to. Well, I'll talk about it in a sec. So, if you just play or load up a custom game for deathmatch on Chateau Guillard, if you start at the bottom here and start using your boosters and do the full up, full down, full up, full down, full up, full down, full up, full down, and just use your booster when it comes off cooldown, and just let it fill up, and then full up, full down, full up, full down. Go around the entire castle, and you should be able to land on the top part. So you basically, as Pharah, you can gain altitude. You can net altitude with your booster management if you can do it right. I know it's super hard to do this while shooting. I'm still practicing it, but this is I just hit the ceiling, so it knocked me down a bit. So you also got to watch out for the ceiling. But even by hitting the ceiling, I'm still able to get up here pretty easily. So basically, I net a bunch of height. So this is how you should be doing, practicing your boosters, and you should be doing this in game.
Oh fuck. Can you res me, Leslie?
This is them.
I'm gonna push you with my ult. You ready?
Use it.
So it's good you're talking about ults. You aren't really tracking what the other team has for ults. So you're talking about your ults and how you're going to use them, which is good. But you aren't talking about how you can be countered. You brought up the hero screen for yourself at the beginning a lot, but then you didn't do it at all. And you can, looking at them to see how they're countering you. I mean, you steamroll them, so they're just throwing their lives away, so it doesn't really matter, but you should be tracking ults for the enemy team and how they want to use it to stop you.
Don't use your ult now. Okay, then.
I did not expect that. Did you do that on purpose? For those, if anyone else watches this, look what he does.
Okay, then.
You know, it's the end of the fight. You're going to win. So I'm not going to pick if this is the right time to ult. But I really don't care. You're just going to use it because you're going to win. But look what he does right before he ults. He fires a rocket. So you can fire a rocket and then immediately press, well, it's triangle, I guess, because you're on PlayStation, to ult, and basically you get basically a free rocket. It shoots immediately, and then you barrage. It was a little slow pressing triangle. You can probably make that faster, but the fact that he does that, with practice, you'll just do it faster and faster until you almost don't even notice it. Because it's just the extra little bit of damage. And Pharah ult is both the best, one of the best, and one of the worst ults in the game. It's the best in the sense that it does tons of damage. It can eat through trans if it's good enough. But the problem is you're just a sitting duck floating in the air, and you die a lot. So when thinking about when you should use your ult, you should probably be getting key targets and expecting to die. Like almost always you should expect to die using your ult, unless you have a well-coordinated team to, like, say, a Zarya bubble you, or a D.Va defense matrix you, or maybe even a Lucio sound barrier to save you. So you need to trade well when using your ult. You basically need to think, if you're not getting the Mercy, you need to get 2, so that Mercy can only res 1. Yeah, so even here, you died, and there was trans going on. You had your entire team here. You just expect to die. You're gonna win. So I would have also just thrown mine in there and be like, "Yay, fun! We're gonna win."
Yeah.
So I don't know how you actually do use your ults, because a steamroll is really hard to review. Because you could have been doing that just kind of because you could, and you weren't gonna lose, or you could have done it because you didn't. I mean, it wasn't bad even. See, like, it's just hard to tell. I can't find really the bad in it. if there was bad in it,
Dude,
because you're
insane.
just steamrolling and there's no reason not to do
You're
it.
actually
I
insane.
don't know what actually happened. Is they get discorded in like a 2-shot.
It's like your soldier name transfer to Zen. It's literally like that. It feels like that.
It's just
Yeah,
I'm
if
not-
something's-
I'm not gonna say.
Yeah, with Mercy, Zenyatta, and Pharah, if a target is discorded, which I'm not really hearing your Zen call it discords. That's something you should really be asking for, is asking your Zen to call it discords. So that if a damage boosted rocket with a discord does tons of damage, it'll basically one-shot almost every squishy if you hit him with a direct rocket.
I've got a speech impediment. Just when I'm trying to speak fast, I don't say the right words or the right people.
Yeah.
So let's see how you build your team for attack or defense.
That was sick, man. Like, holy shit.
You fucked them up with your Pharah.
Yeah, you're in game chat, so
Yeah,
the
but
soldier changed
you
up
two are
to
the only one
Pharah.
talking.
but he was bad. The soldier was bad.
Looks like they're having a little trouble.
Torb, okay. Bastion would be better.
That's
alright.
that's a good comp.
It's like a soldier 76
Oh,
with just
okay,
more
no,
damage.
this Bastion, okay, that's fine. So you're basically
Try
doing
to
what you
put
did on
orb
attack
me when I'm low.
for defense, which is
So
fine.
Mercy can't heal me
Yeah, I
every
was putting
time.
all of the times on the bastion. How the fuck did you get up there?
I love this map, man. It's so beautiful. It's so good for Pharah.
It's a beautiful map. I just hate it.
Yeah, this map is a really good Pharah map because of the roofs you can hide behind,
Yeah.
buildings you can just easily peek over
think they
and
would
start
also
hitting
go
them and then just
Bastion, I
quickly
think
fall
so.
behind.
Let me hear it.
I'm gonna keep if the pharmacy is gonna happen again, I'll put my orb on nice position. Straight up and down.
If they have a Bastion, try to discord him because I'll get behind him and I'll kill him.
Soldier discorded, soldier one.
Okay, so yeah, he's on his Discord. I'm just kind of throwing your rockets into them, and
Oh,
you ignored
yeah,
that
but-
Widowmaker completely. I mean, besides the fact that he called out a soldier, and then a Widow missed a shot on you, you were way out here in the open. You were just talking about how this was a great map for Pharah. Instead of staying out here, you could have been flying on this building, shooting down at the same spot. But as soon as that Widowmaker misses her shot on you, you just drop down, and kind of like peek and just peek. She can't look at this entire building, so you just kind of fall down, peek, shoot a rocket, fall down, peek somewhere else, shoot a rocket. So you basically died there because you didn't position yourself well with a building. You just stood out here in the open. A sniper shot going past your head didn't make you think there was a Widow out. Like it took 2 shots, so you need to recognize that.
Soldier discorded on top. Diva's discorded, Diva's half.
Come back, Zen. You're too far back.
Just a nitpick because again, I'm trying to find things to talk about because this team is so much worse than you. He's your friend, so I mean you can talk that way kind of to them, but just know that saying things like that to a random might make them tilt, and you kind of want to phrase your things in a way that they won't tilt, or the potential for tilt is lessened. So instead of saying come back Zen, come back, you're too far up or something like that, it sounds like you're telling them what to do instead of giving them the opportunity to make that decision for themselves. So you can, instead of saying come back Zen, you're too far up, say Zen, you're getting split off. Zen, you're getting split off. And so then it sounds like you're concerned for him rather than telling him he's bad at the game. You understand what I'm saying? Again, it's just a nitpick.
Oh, that's better, yes, nice. Tried discording and
Again, you're kind of flying out here in the open. You don't need to be this close. Pharah has no fall off, so that Widow's still out there trying to shoot you, I guess. But you can be completely safe behind this building and still shoot at the same targets.
Let's hit 1 HP.
Watch
Let's
that
hit 1
red hook.
HP.
Must get that red hook. Must get the red hook.
So again, your jet fuel management's a little...
Oh shit.
Yeah, see, like,
Oh shit, man. Yeah.
that's the second time.
This is what they've got.
Same,
Actually, I was
basically the
standing
same
still,
spot.
so
So,
that's shot.
huh? You know what?
No, I'm gonna go leave.
Not too upset about that, going after the Widowmaker. The only problem is she retreated to spawn. She's so close to spawn. If this was somewhere else, it probably would have been better, because, you know, you're confident in yourself. You're like, I can two-shot this Widow. If you're confident in yourself for it, go for it. Like, you know, in solo queue, no one's... That's basically what... Don't expect the Mercy to come with you. But if you are confident that you can hit those 2 shots before she can land a shot on you, go for it. Except here. Her spawn is right there. Even if you did 2-shot her, her spawn is right there. So instead of... even if she didn't retreat, she's coming back almost in 10 seconds. You're not doing much right there. The Widow isn't doing much. The only reason the Widow is there is because you're a Pharah and they're trying to deal with you. So if you positioned yourself away, then that Widow is doing nothing. So your team is basically fighting a 5v6, but you're making this Widow effective by coming here. So she knows you're there, because the mind tells her. You're still waiting for her, which isn't all the time a bad thing, but they're getting movement, you know, on the cart. So I don't know what's going on with your team, but they're not winning. And you're just here, looking at nothing. You don't know what the Widow's doing. You know, this Widow has taken you out of the fight. With her not even hitting a shot on you, she has taken you out of the fight. Her whole team was probably really pissed off at no one being able to deal with the Pharah, and this Widow finally did it. Not by shooting you, even though she's proven she can do that, just by existing. You've come here and given her what you wanted, you out of the fight.
Lucia. One Lucia dead.
Okay, so are you gonna get this Anna? There is a Mega down there. You can go for it.
Literally at this spawn.
Doesn't look like you're going for it though. So you're going for this mini. There's 3 health packs on the way back to your team. There's a Mega to your right, a mini here, and a Mega in the courtyard. The Mega is out of sight of that Widow and that Anna. This other Mega is out of sight and out of sight from that Widow and that Anna. This mini is in sight of that Widow and that Anna. You have 46 health. They don't have to really hit you that much, and you're dead. So you probably escape because they're horrible. That Anna just forgets about you. That Lucio doesn't even care, and they're just gonna feed themselves to your team.
Understood.
So that was probably the worst health pack you could have gone for. If a better team would have called you out, that Anna would have come after you. If I was that Anna, I wouldn't be afraid at all. I'd be assuming you're going for that Mega, and I'd try to cut you off. But then as soon as I saw you not go for it, and I'd just stare at that mini, and boom, as soon as you walked in there, one shot, you're dead.
No, I'm gonna die. GG's boys. Soldier's 1 HP.
Whatever.
Soldier's 1 HP. Just hit him
I know
once.
he is, I know, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, that soldier wasted his ult, that's fine.
Dude,
You're gonna get
playing
rezzed.
so bad right now. Honestly.
So bad. I mean, you're not. I mean, you are in some instances, but there, what are you gonna do? A soldier counters you. So him wasting his ult after your team has already completely and utterly destroyed his whole team. Him getting one pick on you using his ult is huge. That soldier is throwing. You don't get up, so you shouldn't really be upset that that happened. You should be laughing your ass off because that soldier just wasted his ult to kill you. You're pissing them off so much that soldier solo ulted you. You can think of it that way. As a Pharah, you have the potential to really tilt the enemy team. Pharahs can do this, Tracers can do this, Reapers can do this, Genjis. They have the potential to completely tilt the other team because of their way to really disrupt the back line.
At least I'm killing them. I'm gonna boop the soldier off the cliff.
I mean, the soldier isn't going to be the first person to cross that bridge. He was the last one to die, so he's going to be the last one to cross that bridge. I assume you mean you're just going to boop whoever crosses the bridge. So I don't really care, but, you know, I hope you don't wait for the soldier to cross that bridge.
Come on, soldier.
I will not waste this opportunity. Justice reigns from above.
That wasn't that great of an ult. You did kill the Ana, though you didn't need to use your ult for it. And then everyone else scattered. The biggest problem I have with this is, again, you're in that spot where you died. So that soldier is, like you said, that soldier's coming back. You sitting right here is an easy target for it. So it was like you knew the soldier was coming back, got bored, and flew right there and put yourself in an easy position for him just to rocket you and shoot you down. That ult was also not very necessary. They haven't regrouped yet. I just waited. You could have just waited. Found a better spot because their soldier's not back. Reaper's gonna die.
We'll still 1 HP, dude.
And you're still staying around here. And this Mercy is killing herself for you. You gotta think, when you're Pharah, this isn't just your health bar. This is also your health bar. The reason why your health is not this is because Mercy is making sure that doesn't happen. So when this goes down, this starts to go down. So you gotta think sometimes that this is your health bar. Would you have stayed here if your health was like this? And she is killing. If I was this Mercy, I'd let you die. This Mercy is fucking sacrificing herself for you, dude. You gotta recognize when your Mercy is just sacrificing herself for you, and you need to get out of there. And she falls off the cliff. No, she wastes Valk. I don't know. I guess it's worth it because
Oh shit, the D.Va got me.
because they're bad, and she
I'm just
better to her to be alive than not. But your play, even though it didn't get you killed, wasted your Valk. I mean, Mercy also did that, but you gotta expect you're gonna have to expect that your Mercy might kill herself trying to protect you, so you need to protect her from herself.
There we go. Shit, there's a 5k.
Nice shield.
Gucci.
Oh shit,
First
no,
time
I didn't have my ult. So sorry, man. How many did she get? One.
So Reaper just owns your team.
I'm gonna boop them off the cliff, boy.
Try and get back.
Try to tell what you could have done if you stayed alive. If you stayed alive, you could have helped out. But it's hard to see what was going on because you died. So I don't know if you could have helped that out or not. But I don't know, it's hard to tell. So we'll just continue on.
Get the D.Va, get the D.Va, get the D.Va. He's one.
Yeah, well, she's fucking crowded.
Oh, come on, after we.
So I don't know if you can really notice, but you definitely have the attention of this team. That Diva came straight for you. That Soldier's been focusing you. That Anna focused you. You are starting to tilt this team. I don't know if you can start if you really start noticing it, but this is something that, as a Pharah main, you can really do to a team, because especially on console, dude. Like console, Pharahs are so goddamn annoying, and if someone on their team is prone to tilting and flaming his team, you can win matches because of that. So I mean, you win this match just because your team is definitely better than their team, but you can win even matches if you can tilt someone.
Killed everybody, seriously.
Yeah, if it was on the bridge exactly, we would have it.
Okay, I want to try and move them off the cliff. So could you guys like let them pass through? Could you let them pass through? Let them pass through.
Why are you coming in here? Okay, so good shot on the Pharah, on the Tracer. You can see how damage boosted rocket really is great. But coming in here, ignoring the fact that there is someone behind you. Like, did you not see someone like just walk right behind that Tracer, coming out of their spawn? Besides that fact, let's just ignore that person's there. If that Tracer noticed you, she has the advantage in this room. It's not a great advantage because blinking is really tough inside a small room, but you have the worst. You hate these rooms. You hate little rooms for Pharah. So you didn't need to come in here. And you're about to get fucking wrecked by, I think it's Reaper behind them. No, it's not Reaper. He's dead. So it's someone's coming up behind you, and they're going to kill you.
The Tracer, I one-shot the Tracer, dude. Oh
It's
no!
Soldier. Yeah. Okay, so I mean, I'm not someone that says don't teabag. I mean, fucking, if you have the opportunity and you feel like you deserve it, do it. But you didn't have the opportunity. They're still here. Their spawn is right there. The team fight's still going on. I mean, you should have noticed that Soldier coming up right behind the Tracer. So yeah, I think you realize that maybe that wasn't the best time for that.
Yeah, I'm raping him right now.
I was teabagging him.
Your Junkrat clears out, so you're missing the res.
They damage boosted. What?
Let them through, let them through, let them through, let them through.
This is a good angle. I think you're focusing too much though on the boop. Like seriously, you're so close to ult. If you had put 2 rockets into that Diva, she would be demeched, but she is being demeched, but you would have gotten the ult charge, gotten your ult, and you could have come down here and completely like just barrage them and win the fight. I'm going to show you how to do a little bit of Pharah, how to use Pharah's ult a little bit. How you can slide off these roofs and be a little more silent doing it. So I'm going to show you that. So Pharah's ult can be used completely silently, or you can get yourself in position silently by coming over the top and not using your boosters. So you hear that it makes a sound when you use it. So if you get into position without it, by when you fall, boosting up makes a sound, but when you fall, it doesn't make a sound. And so you can slide off a roof and just wreck a team. Just like that. You can just slide off a roof and barrage them to oblivion. Okay, so we're back.
I want to break it down.
So why are you this close? Like, you don't need to be this close. This Soldier was looking for you. He was planning to ult you, but you don't need to be this close. Now, I mean, your best retreat is to come into here, but you're too damn slow. You're not gonna make it. Your Mercy is on you too, so she's flying up in the air. She's dead. You're just too damn close because you didn't have. I don't know if you were thinking you had your ult, but you don't have your ult. If you were here with your ult, I'd say okay, you can do that because you could just annihilated these two. And but you could have just stayed further back on the left, and then when he came for you, just go around the building, and he can't get you.
Oh, I'm dying so much. I'm so bad right now.
And he
dude,
leaves your
honestly.
mercy.
If it wasn't for this mercy,
He totally
I-
also could have
I'd
destroyed
be
your
so
mercy.
bad. I'm playing like very bad.
That was bad. I don't know why you were that close. You're not
Whoa.
playing
No.
very bad, but
I want to get a boop kill, dude.
yeah. See, you're too focused on that
Okay, I
boop
have
kill.
barrage, so could you like orb
If
me when I use my
Real-
barrage?
Yeah, yeah.
Rialto is a great map for boop kills, but you shouldn't be focused on them. You shouldn't be like, oh man, I really want a boop kill. You should just, if you see an opportunity for a boop kill, take it. But you weren't firing because of it. You're not doing things because you're waiting for that boop kill. You could be doing so much more if you just do that and then get a boop kill.
Just let me know.
Yeah,
what,
orb me now,
2
orb me now.
seconds ahead.
Let them get in through. Let them get
Okay, so
through. Let
are you
them-
gonna slide off
let
like
them
I
go
said?
through, let them go. Hold back, hold back.
No,
hold
you're
back.
not.
That's all.
All right, so I mean, you told your team what you were going to do, and then you didn't do it. So I would be a little upset because you were basically saying you're gonna ult the front, and I can understand sometimes, but like, was that really the best? You did get the soldier. The Kree completely stopped you. That room, like, you knew you were only going to get one. I mean, you should have known you could have only gotten one. And you just lucked out that McCree flashed you, and so it stopped you, and you could run away now.
They stun you.
But like, if you had fallen back here, you could have barraged their back line.
Yep.
So yeah. Are they triple DPS? So someone else switched to a hit scan. So you can tell they are tilting at you. You are the bane of their existence. Someone else has switched to a hit scan. Someone switched off tank, I think. Or yeah, someone switched off tank because they felt like the soldier wasn't taking care of you. So now you have a McCree to take care of.
Dead.
So on the one hand, it's great. You're like, you should be thinking, oh my god, I am tilting this team. This team is so obsessed with me. But on the other hand, you need to be thinking also, now you got to keep track of Deadeye. You got to keep track of Tactical Visor. You guys are talking about your alts, but you aren't talking about the enemy alts. So that's probably your biggest thing you need to work on besides maybe positioning is keeping track of your counters. So as Pharah, you don't need to keep track of every ult in the game. You just should be keeping track of Zen ult and the hit scan ults. So Tactical Visor and Deadeye, because you can be caught out with those, and they can easily get you if you get caught off guard by those. So you keep track of those, you'll do way better as Pharah, and your mercy will thank you too if you don't throw yourself into those.
Literally spawn camping them, dude. Zen, you're too far up front. Come back.
Oh yeah, I am. She's full charge. She's got full charge.
Reaper's on high ground. Careful, he's gonna jump down. Oh, I'm with the Zarya.
Alright, so you're attacking the Zarya, and again, you're so obsessed with the boop. I mean, I don't know if you do these calls or not, but so I would be saying I wouldn't be really focused on the boop. I would have gone for it just like you. It didn't work, but she now doesn't have personal. So I'd be saying I'd be wanting the Zen to discord her because she's basically a half. I'd see saying Zarya no personal, Zarya no personal, Zarya no personal. Left. Left of the bridge. So just say left. Zarya no personal left. And just get your team to focus her because that's what you're shooting at. And I know as a DPS, it's sometimes hard to tell what your other teammates are shooting at. It's a lot easier when you play healer to see where everyone's shooting and try to focus it. But if you have a target and you think you can kill it. Start calling them out. Start trying to get all the resources being put into that person. And you completely ignore this widow. Just step out from cover. So she fired one shot. You notice now?
The widow.
So yeah, okay, you notice.
Nice.
So they have a widow, a soldier, and McCree. Do you feel like you've tilted them yet? Like, they do not care about anyone else on your team. They want you dead. Okay, let's watch that again. The widow.
The widow.
Yeah, it was good shooting,
Nice.
being aggressive. But you
Oh,
booped
no,
them, and a booped character is a way easier target to hit than one on the ground. And you don't fire a single rocket at any one of the characters hit because you just wait to see if one of them went into the hole. So you're way too obsessed with this environmental kill. You're way too obsessed with it. You should probably stop trying to do it just so you actually start doing things when it's not working. Because you just held on to your rocket and you're just like, well, I hope they go in the hole. And if they don't, I'm not going to shoot at them. So you waited until you were sure they weren't going in the hole and then started shooting at them. Like, it really doesn't matter if you boop him and he is going in the hole and you still hit him with a rocket. Like, just shoot your rocket.
Oh no, I wanna boop him off the cliff, man. Trying to get them.
No! Just as I come out of my own.
So you're hanging out here too much. Now that your team's been pushed back, this right here, you got shot by the widow. You got hit by her. You know this is not a good spot. Your mercy died to her. I don't know if it was because she's hanging around with you. Lucio gets a boop, and you can't really do too much about that. But you know you're getting shot here. You know your counter is shooting at you. If this is the same widow that's proven that she can shoot you, this is an awful spot. A better spot would be hanging over that left catwalk, and because your Orisa will probably hold this corner, and then you can shoot down at people every time they take that corner, and you just basically make it impossible for them to push in at full health.
Shit, I got killed by
Yeah.
a
So
mistake.
and I mean, you need to recognize now they got 3 hit scans, so really just staying out in the open will get you killed. Even if they all suck, they're all going to get some chip damage on you, and you're going to die. So you need to reposition yourself with this many hit scans. If you're going to stay fair, you need to position yourself well to not be shot at.
I was trying to kill the widow. I can kill the widow pretty easily, but
Okay, they've got 3 DPS, 3 hit guns. So do you want to change
they're
up?
4
You do have
DPS, dude.
really-
I can make it.
I would say really good aim with this rocket. You obviously have practiced a lot. I would say your aim might be even better than mine with it. So I wouldn't. You are hitting that widow like consistently. She's not moving, but you know, a console switching to that target and hitting it quickly is a very good skill. So the only thing that's really, I mean, you win this match, so I wouldn't say it's keeping you from climbing because you're climbing. But what's probably punishing you is that positioning for the most part. And your obsession with boob kills.
Yeah, don't change up for
I almost have barrage too.
Oh, I don't have enough. Too much DPS.
So I mean, all these fights are trickle fights. This is really hard to keep track of who's still alive and who's dead. I'm not really doing it, but you should be seeing if this is winnable or not. You just lost 2 of these people. You have your mercy. Your wrist is right there. They don't have the Lucio now. I think they got a pick beforehand.
3 DPS. DPS, 2 hits, 3 hit stuns. So do you want to change
The
up
4
for-
DPS, dude. I can make it.
Yeah, do you want to change up for
I was at Barrage too.
Oh, I don't have enough. Too much DPS.
Yeah, and as soon as I compliment you on your aim, you did not hit a single rocket on that Reaper. For the most part, you've been good. That was a little, You just kind of hide from that soldier ult, which is good, but I don't know if that's really the right call right now, because you shouldn't have been this up. You shouldn't have been this up. Like, 2 of your teammates died. Your Orisa was running away. I don't know. Your Mercy never caught up with you, so that she still died to the soldier ult. I would have been regrouping with my team after seeing that Pharah ult.
Okay,
Not
behind
Pharah,
them.
the
I'm behind
Zarya
them. I
ult.
can actually stall.
So, you said you're behind them, you're going to stall. They're down 2, you're down 4. You do have closer spawns. They're down their Lucio and their
Okay, I'm
Widow.
behind them.
You're
I'm
down
behind
your Mercy, your Hog, your Zen,
them. I can actually stall.
and your Junkrat. So right now it's just you and Orisa versus a McCree, a Soldier, a Reaper, and a Zarya. So, yes, I would say stall, die on point. I would be calling die on point. Or regroup, depending on how it is. I think your team could get back. You
that full charge Zarya.
get the Soldier, you don't get anyone else.
No point.
Zarya just dies for something. Your team comes back.
Who's dead? I got killed.
Oh, you just early joke.
So yeah, that team was just worse than you. I would like you basically stalled out a 2v4, and you should not have been able to do that. So try to get a VOD where you lose, very closely, like you're it's a pitched battle. You just lose and you don't know why you lost. Other than that, what I can see from this VOD, because they don't punish you at all. I mean, they went 3 hit scans and could barely punish you for it. And so your positioning at times, for quite a bit of the times, was just too far out in the open. You yourself said this was a great map for Pharah, but why are maps great for Pharah? You got high cover that goes really high in the air with open space and sight lines to shoot down from. So you should be positioning yourself there. Your ults were okay. You weren't really keeping track of enemy ults though. That's the other thing. You really need to keep track of your counters and the people that will stop you from doing your ult. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you do some of the tricks I showed and do some of the practice, and hopefully you can, well, I mean, you won and you crushed them, so let's hope you continue to climb like that. Alright? And remember, if they switch like that, you are tilting the hell out of them. So good luck.